Hello, everyone. Welcome to enCRYPTID, the mysterious show brought to you by me, Tom, and the New Jersey Devil himself, watching his namesake as we speak. Cal, how's it going, buddy?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Real quick, let's give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for everyone showing up. We got Tina in the room. We got Nolan. Thank you so much for staying up, Nolan. And we got Tom Zambino and Kimber.
And Corey.
I like to think. And Corey. I'm sorry. I thought I said that.
And we had Billy
like
stop by a little bit earlier too.
Yes, and thank you, Billy, for coming by and saying hello. I know you said you're going to watch this later, so here's your big hello. Tina says hello to everybody, and this is going to be a fun show. What are we talking about tonight?
Tonight we're talking about the mysterious gin. Not the drink, though. But hopefully this will leave you shaken
we named this
and
episode
stirred.
Gin, or sipping on gin and juice. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I think hopefully this episode will leave you shaken and stirred.
Ooh. Well, so, I know everyone on here hasn't ever had a friend like us. So
oh no, we're running out of puns now.
I know, we're scraping at the bottom of the barrel, or the lamp, if you want to say.
So enough smoke and mirrors. Should we go on to the next part of the
Oh God. Well, we're gonna start losing people if we don't stop doing puns. So I know you know a lot more about this than I do. I'm familiar with it. I've seen it in certain things, and of course I know it better as the genie, which is kind of like a I don't know how to anglicized version.
Yeah, that's the Western. But before we go into that, we do always have to do our special intro segment.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
We do have we're gonna have a new intro too next week. Not an intro, but the same video. But we have something to add next week. We'll get to that at the end of the episode. But as always, we start out with our happy birthdays. So we'd like to wish a happy birthday to Kimber's brother Blake, whose birthday was yesterday. My cousin Shreya, whose birthday was on Monday. And our very own Tina, who's in the chat, her birthday is on Saturday. So happy birthday. I hope you all have a legendary birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. And thank you so much for supporting us. And then what did you, are we just teasing what the...
Yeah, we'll just say that we have a special thing when we come up next week involving a special somebody at the end of the episode.
Search our Twitter feed. There's a hint in there somewhere. Hello, TJ Dex.
What's going on, TJ?
All right. Well,
now we can get started.
It's time when everyone's... Oh, Mavis Cam.
Oh, Mavis Cam.
So right. I think we should go and possibly tour the lore.
Yep, here I go. So in the segment, we talk about the history behind the mystery in Tour the Lore. And we didn't have much more to say about that, but this segment, this intro is a little longer.
We're just going to talk about the stuff. I don't know where I first learned. I guess it would have to be Aladdin, and we'll go into the pop culture things later. But of course, like Aladdin comes from, oh my God,
Middle East. Yeah,
and
the tale, actually, yeah,
renditions of that have been translated. But as far as I know, there's always been some kind of concept of the jinn.
So, yeah, so it's from like Middle Eastern lore, and actually the word jinn itself means to hide or be hidden. And this is kind of what you were saying earlier too about how they're not really can be depicted, or like captured. You said on any type of film or anything like that. But sometimes we gotta look at it from I guess I don't know how to say it. Yeah, believing eye, right? They're usually depicted by scorching wind and smokeless fire. And the history behind it is that they were banished to Earth because they were angels and they were jinns, and the jinns were punished because they would spy on what the angels were saying. So they're punished to Earth, and they inhabit an invisible parallel realm as us. So if you want me to go into the pictures, we have some of these pictures that you have.
Yeah, and as you can see, they're depicted in many different ways. I know there's like 3 main classes, but what I was meaning before by saying that there's always been a concept, these ideas of like demons, jinn, even like fae and different fairy spirits and stuff like that. Like these negative aspects are in like every culture. So I think they're like it's interesting how they break up this into like subspecies. I know for one is the Ifrit. That's the one I remember the most easily, and that's the fire one, if I'm correct.
If you want me to go into the three types, I have them written down here. I can tell you about the three types we have is the smoke and fire one, which is the Ifrit that you were saying. And then we have the sea-going one called a Marid. And I guess that's how we also get like the term mar, like mar for sea and stuff like that, or maritime. So like very similar in etymology.
Yeah, and myriads are like a wood, like a water spirit.
Water nymph, yeah. And then finally we have the ghoul, which is a graveyard-dwelling, man-eating, ravenous depiction of the jinn. So, and that's spelled the same way as Ra's al Ghul, the ghoul in Ra's al Ghul, who is also Arabic, which is demon's head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in this, so you want to talk about this picture? What you have? I guess there's three different. I definitely see that the fire one's on the right, correct? Or is that the different? It's hard to see.
Think because if I'm correct, those are like the three main subspecies, but there are a bunch of others as well, and I think that's what's depicted all the way on the right hand side. I don't know. I don't read Sanskrit, although I wish I could. That'd be cool. The center picture definitely looks like the main grouping of the main three classes. I don't know what the one on the right is, but I mean they're just different depictions. Mostly horned, some of them winged because they're ethereal or fly or like tied to the air elements. Pretty cool. A lot of them use the same color patterns. You see the blue and the wearing the orange pants or skirt.
Yeah, that's true. That you can see like a lot of the pants are very similar, and then like bluish or gray pants, and they have like orange skirts. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting to see that there's some commonality amongst all these different images that we see.
For sure.
Yeah.
They, from what I hear too, their physical forms have a lot to do with their personality types. Too, like no jinn is supposed to look the same. Curious when you see three of them that look similar.
There's several powers that are associated with jinn, so we can go into them. They have shape-shifting ability, invisibility, fortune telling, telepathy, flight, and teleportation. The Western version, like you mentioned earlier, the Western version of the jinn is called the genie, and it's associated with wish granting. But not always is the wish positive. Like it doesn't always give you a positive outcome. Even if you wish for something positive, something negative might happen. So they have that duality of nature where they can be good, but they can also be bad. And even when they do good, something bad might come of it.
Yeah, it's almost like a monkey's paw situation. I kind of like the depiction of Jafar as a genie in Aladdin more than I do. I mean, I love Robin Williams, don't get me wrong, but I like the kind of aspect of his genie, how he like when I forgot the little side character's name played by Jason Alexander. Azid? No, I don't know. He wishes for a sunken treasure and he teleports him right into a sunken ship underwater, so he's about to drown. So I really like that aspect. Like be careful what you wish for is a very strong lesson to learn.
And a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, like that's kind of like black magic that they have. And there's been people who in those times they thought we're doing black magic were associated with jinns. And the black magic they did required desecration of the Quran. So that was a huge what do you call it? A very sacrilegious thing that they were doing, but people are assuming that they were in association with a jinn or something like that, just to perform these rituals and black magic.
Well, it's interesting because before Islam even got established, pagans worshiped jinn like by name, and then it got absorbed into Islamic culture, which is very interesting. I think not that I support burning the Quran in any way, but it's interesting that pagans already practiced it. So it's weird that they would bring in that part of the ritual. I don't know. History is weird.
another thing that they were saying is that, like, we were talking this, it happens in the Middle East a lot, and a lot of soldiers that were stationed in the Middle East have reported stories of seeing either jinn or ifrits and stuff like that. And some of the stories I saw were like, one cool one I saw was like the one soldier saw what they thought was a man on fire walk behind a building. When they go there, there's nobody there, nothing. And someone who didn't go there was like I guess a bomb exploded or either led them to an what is it, like IED, or it led them away from it. I forgot what the exact thing was. I was reading through it quickly, but that's what happened. They followed what they thought was a person on fire, but when they got there, nothing was there. And then there was an explosion immediately afterwards. So there's a lot of cool stories like that. And I know one of your featured creatures has to deal with soldiers, and we'll get to that when we get to the featured creature. But I know it was interesting to see that and reading all the stories, because I also want to thank Justin from Digital Dice, who was our guest last week, sent me a lot of information about this. A bunch of it was about a lot of stories from soldiers, accounts of how they've encountered what they think was a jinn or an ifrit or any kind of type of figure like that.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the one I mentioned is kind of also like a soldier's account, even though it's fictionalized, right, but it's definitely based on true things. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. We just thank you, Justin.
Devil. Anywho, but first we should go into some sightings. Whether you, I don't know, believe it or not. Who knows?
Jinx.
I don't even know.
Hey, maybe the word jinx comes from jinn too. Just kidding. But we have, despite not being able to be shown in a physical form, we may have some cracks through the void and being able to see some. Which one you got queued up here? All right, this is the first one we got going. So let me get it going.
Okay,
here we
so
go.
this is, you'll see it. It's pretty. Just look for white. I'm really interested in the shape of this and the way it moves its arms. Now, could it be just something being pulled up through that tree? So it looks like, no, I don't know, man. It's moving its arms really oddly. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Because it does look like it doesn't have a physical form. It just looks like a cloud of smoke. What do you think?
So yeah, like, I mean, you kind of see head. You kind of see like a head, right? I'm going to play one more time. You can kind of see a head, and you do see arms. But, like, skeptics will probably say, like, oh, maybe it's like a thing on a rope, maybe in the rope are the arms. Yeah. I don't know. But, like, it does seem to, like, be amorphous, right? Kind of changing shape and stuff like that, which is associated with jinn. Like we said, one of the powers was shape-shifting. So, like, I don't know. Look at that. Like, a head just pops out of nowhere. It could be good CGI, but this is kind of compelling, I think, in my opinion, as well.
I think it's the best evidence I've seen of it so far. Maybe out of all of the videos I've seen, besides some of the Bigfoot ones, this is one of the most, because I'm a big, like, if I put more credence in ghosts, demons, shadow people, like anything that's like energy based, I feel like is more realistic than like a Jersey Devil, which, although I love the concept of it, the lifespan, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense unless it has like plenty of like family members to keep populating. It's the same thing with the Loch Ness Monster. Like, that thing should have died forever ago. So
I could bring up the next one. I think the next one is my favorite one. No, I did look at I did only look at it once real quick, and then I saw the second time. I was like, oh, this is the similar video, so I didn't really watch it in depth. But to me, it looked different. All right, so see, like, I guess now it kind of looks like a person crawling, but before I thought it was like a monkey walking, and I was like, oh, look at that monkey walking. Oh wait, where'd it go? Oh wait,
it's a guy recording it on his own screen, and I had to rip it.
So like I thought it looked like a baboon or something, a monkey, right, with a tail.
See, and then all the tail.
What?
I didn't even see a tail.
Yeah, now it looks like a baboon sitting up, and then all of a sudden, like, it grows legs and now crawls.
I don't know, man. It looked like it was crawling on the way over.
First looked like it was crawling. You're right, but then it looked like it turned into a monkey or something, and then it went back to this.
A monkey wouldn't walk on its knees like that, though.
No, but that's its leg. Like, all right, I'm gonna do it again.
Right there, that's still its knees.
Right. So that's his knees. That's a person at first. But then watch when it gets towards
Person?
later on.
Maybe I'm missing something.
So maybe when the camera turns. Oh no, actually no, that's you. That's you, right? Recording it. Okay.
No, that's not me.
Oh.
That's the camera. That's the video you sent me. Like right here, I can see your point. It kind of looks like it has heavy arms.
Yeah, and like it has a tail. And now it's just like a monkey sitting down. Then it gets up and then it grows legs again. Like, I don't know. Like, you kind of look sure. Like, now that I watch it more, I don't think so. But, and right in the chat, just Corey's saying that he's very skeptic of this. Justin's saying it's very strange. Now it's a human again. See, that's what I don't know. Like, the first one I think is more compelling. I think for the first one, I'm in more. This one, I'm who knows. I'm not out, but I'm who knows for this one.
I'm out. Or not.
I don't know. It looked better the first time I saw it. Maybe because I did send you 2 versions of it, so I don't know. Maybe the other one was better. I'm not sure, but it did look pretty good. There's one more video. Take a look at this one.
It's going to be coming out from your left-hand side on the bottom. It's another white figure. This one's more physical, but still like ethereal. Head hung low. And then becomes Superman. Get ready. Get ready for it. There he goes.
So it's definitely someone walking at first, it looks like, right? So I'm going to play one more time. I feel like someone is definitely walking into frame. We don't know if it's like using a thermal imager. If it is, a human would probably come up more like prominently with different colors, right?
Yeah.
Different.
Well, the tree is brown, so if it is played with as far as video, it may be an overlay, but the tracking's pretty.
So if it is a person, like, how is it flying away now? Like, unless it's the guy's ducking behind and like a rope is pulling it up, but it's pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, it could be sped up too. There's nothing else moving in the background. There's no wind, so it could be like a switcheroo where he walks over, they tie something up to him, they cut him out, and then just pull up. I'm more of a who knows on that one.
I think I'm who knows on that as well. Like we said, like, or you were telling me earlier that it's really tough. You can't really get a DJINN on video, right? That's the whole thing. So what we're getting is maybe it's new territory. Who knows? I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. I enjoyed all those videos. I thought they were fun. It was really hard finding videos, and the ones we did see of other ones were like not that good. So you did pick the 3 best that we had, and I thought they were pretty compelling. They were fun.
Could you play the last one more time? Because Justin pointed out something. I kind of want to look at it.
Sure.
Because think about how like light moves. And I can like when it stretches, because he made a point that it stretches, it's weird. It looks like a light going off, like a beam of light. Yeah. I wonder what this guy's thinking about. Like, how was his day? So it even looks like it's like getting amped up, like charging energy or something. And then, boom.
So you're saying the way it fades out? What does Justin think? Nolan's asking, would you trust a genie if you met one?
Like a light, like it gets, like with exposure. I don't know. I could be stretching, or it could be stretching.
I don't know. I definitely did enjoy these videos. More so than last week's. Like last week we had also. I mean, this is really tough finding videos. Like Bigfoot was easy for us because there's so much stuff on Bigfoot, but the last few weeks has been kind of hard finding. Like especially when finding a dragon last week for the New Jersey Devil is a huge stretch. But like for this, it wasn't bad. I don't think it was that bad from the limited stock that we had.
Yeah, so definitely some interesting. I felt we had one for each category, so I thought we did well, and I think the chat enjoyed it too. They're asking if you would ever trust a genie if you met one.
Is he red or blue?
Disney rules do not apply here.
Damn it! I don't know.
And you're soaked in red over there. What are you talking about?
I know. That's because it's Jersey red. Jersey Devil Red. Shall we move on to the feature creature part?
Sure, why not? We took to Twitter to ask where have you first heard of the Jinn?
I think we first go for feature creatures. I think we first go through our own things. You know, we gave a few that weren't mentioned in Twitter because we usually go mention a few and then they're on Twitter already said. But I think a few of ours weren't mentioned on Twitter, so we can go into those and then bring up the other ones. But feature creatures, where do you see? Have you seen this creature in pop culture?
And
So we're gonna start off with Tom's, I think, first.
Oh, if you want, sure. I don't remember which one. Oh, well, this is the one that. Okay, so True Blood, I tried to like that show because I'm into monsters, and they tried to depict them in various ways. Wasn't a huge fan of the Fae stuff, but this kind of was one of my favorite story arcs, and it follows a soldier who we've known for a while in the series, and he kind of has PTSD and stuff, and then like people start burning alive and this thing starts hunting them down, and it's kind of seen like as a ghost of vengeance. They were responsible for a girl dying or a family dying, I can't remember exactly, and so this thing is hunting down the squadron one by one, like it's being sick, like it's attacking them for somebody else. But I just love the depiction of it. You never really got to see it, like you got to see like eyes in a fire or something like this, like a smoke with embers in it. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool.
And the soldiers were stationed in Afghanistan, right? Or was it the Gulf War? The Gulf War.
It was no, I think it was, yeah, it might have been the Gulf War. I don't remember. Because I think right when it came out, people were coming back from Afghanistan. But I could be wrong. It was definitely somewhere in the Middle East.
It was a good, cool. It was an awesome story arc, though. I did enjoy that through the True Blood series. For my first feature creature, I went to the Final Fantasy realm, and one of the summon spells is an Ifrit, and it's in a lot of the games. The one I like, one of the best, is in Final Fantasy VII, which I first became accustomed to with the Ifrit, and it also reappeared in Final Fantasy 15 just recently. So the Ifrit is a summon spell which causes like a beast-like fire demon to come out, which is a Jinn almost, and it does a lot of fire damage. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this Ifrit here is from Final Fantasy X, and that was my first run-in with the Ifrit. I played Final Fantasy VII, but I kind of didn't pay attention, to be honest, the first time I played it. I didn't know what I was playing. So,
so the next one is something that people said in the chat as well as on Twitter, but Tom brought this picture up.
Oh, yeah. This is the Jinn in Supernatural. Now, this is the first one they encounter. You find out that there's two different kinds of Jinn later on, which I'm sure maybe they can get into a third kind later on, because it's canon. But they're a little bit different in this. They kind of like grant wishes by making you think that you're getting your wish, not actually granting it, but they kind of put you into this like hypnosis, like stupor, and kind of feed off your energy. It's interesting. I like it. It's a cool twist, and I think the tattoo work is really cool.
Yeah, it was actually. I remember watching this episode, and I thought I really did enjoy this episode because when I saw Jinn, I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And the way they had the blue, I think it had blue eyes, right? That's like piercing blue eyes, like that was like all, even the pupils and the iris and all that was blue. It was really cool. I did enjoy this episode. The next one was actually my first ever time I saw a Jinn itself, because for the other one it was Ifrit. This one is a Jinn, and it's from the game Archon, and this is like a modern rendition of it. But Archon was a game I played on the regular Nintendo, so the NES, and it was a game called, game Archon was like a battle chess game, and there were different pieces, different like mythological pieces. I guess it had like golems and stuff in it, and trolls, and one of the pieces is Jinn. And I was like, I didn't know what a Jinn was. I just know it's a cool flying thing with a little whirlwind as his body and like a genie like top. And every time it attacked, it did like these little symbol clashes, like what small ones, like the ones that people wear on their fingers, kind of thing, like ding 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 ding, like that. So that was my first encounter with a Jinn in pop culture. The next one, we got a few responses on Twitter for. So Tom's gonna get into this, and it's actually the Western version of the Jinn, the genie.
Yeah, we got a few responses for this. Tom Zambino said he did some quick research, and he's not saying that Genie is a Jinn. He's saying Robin Williams is a Jinn, and I kind of like that. And Billy also says Aladdin, of course. So they both agree, and this has to be one of the most iconic Genie. I almost put I Dream of Genie, but it's kind of veering kind of far away from the myth. Like it's based on it, but I think Genie's the best example because there's still some of those elements there.
I hope you would have used the old school version of the Adrian and Genie, not the new remade movie or whatever it was.
Oh no. Yeah. Wait, did they remake that? I thought they did Bewitched.
Oh yeah, that's it. Bewitched. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is actually near and dear to both of our hearts, and it came from Eric. I can read it. From American Gods, and as you guys know, Tom and I do another show called American Odds, and one of our favorite characters, I think Tom's actually one of his favorite characters on the show is the Jinn, right? From the book. I mean, like reading from the book, and
all right. He's maybe not one of my favorite characters, but he's definitely one of the most interesting. I like him, but he's not as featured in the book as he is in the show. So I like show version of him a lot, but book version of him, he has like a few scenes. But I think he's cool, and it kind of reinforced my knowledge of the Jinn when I read American Gods at the time.
And it was really cool, depicted really well, and like the whole story arc was pretty cool for that too. We enjoyed that story with like how late, first you see him with a different outfit on, you're like, where do you get that from? Kind of, the whole changing of clothes thing. So that was cool. If you get to watch American Gods, check that out, and then check out our show American Odds also side by side with that.
And side note, just because it's a fun fact, this scene that he's in is very beautiful. And I think it's one of the best depictions of a love scene between men on television. So I definitely recommend it.
And this was from Eric.
National Coming Out Day.
And yeah, if this one's from Eric as well, if I didn't mention that before. Our last one was a last minute edition, and Tom can get into this from Kimber.
Yeah, Kimber, I missed our tweet somehow, but she definitely wanted to get on here. She's like, how did nobody pick Wishmaster? So we got it in there. Note the difference in color from everyone else. If you ever realize that it's almost too late to get a tweet in, just let me know, and if I can get it in, I'll get it in. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the featured creatures, I think.
Yep, I know a lot of people try to get out of this last minute about these things too, and it's kind of hard. But we do try to get to most of them that we can. When we see them, we do get into that. So I guess we should go to our next segment, which is the Wheel of Weird. So there's our little graphic, and I will start. Yep.
The Wheel of Weird. What do we have planned for the upcoming weeks?
Okay, so next week we have the Chupacabra, which ended up what was landed on last week from the Wheel of Weird.
I have an Area 51.
Area 51 won the poll, so now it's been added to the Wheel of Weird.
Oh, I understand. I got confused. Okay, so Chupacabra.
Yeah. So Area 51 won the poll last week, 2 weeks ago, and it's been added to the Wheel of Weird. And this past week's Fairies won the poll, so now that's been added to the Wheel of Weird. So every time something wins, the next poll replaces what wins. So currently we have a poll going. So go to my Twitter at VeeranJDejaVu and vote if you haven't already, and please retweet it and all that. What would you like to be added next? So whatever we spin today, whatever wins will be removed, and the next thing that wins will be on. Currently it's mermaids, Baba Yaga, Banshee, and something else. I can't remember. Werewolves. So whatever wins that, I think mermaids is currently in the lead.
So I can't believe I didn't think of this.
Chase, what Chase said?
Chase says Shaquille O'Neal is the best genie. And for some people that may be Sinbad. And Corey also brings up the Neverending Story. But don't we also have something planned for Halloween?
Yep. So we have Chupacabra next week, and then whatever wins the Wheel of Weird now. And then after that, on November 1st, we have our special Halloween episode. So everyone who has a real-life ghost story or experience, please get in contact with us so we know to add you to the caller list. And we're going to have you guys call in and tell us our story live on the air. So we're looking forward to do that. We're really excited because we've already had some people talk about their stories, and they're great. I know myself, Tom, and Kimber each have our own stories to tell as well. So it's going to be really cool. And other people have already hit me up and told me they have stories. So I can't wait. So if you do have stories, please start getting in contact with us so we know to get you on the list for callers in and talk about your ghost story. And that's for November 1st episode.
All right.
Sorry, November 1st. Yes, correct. So October 18th.
Also, if you subscribe to that, is it also Day of the Dead? Is that the same day?
I think it is. I'm not sure.
I
You
don't know.
ready?
We'll figure it out. But let's do the wheel.
Yeah, okay, so just to reiterate, next week, October 18th, we have Chupacabra. November 1st, we have our Halloween special, our live ghost talk. And now for the October 25th episode, we'll do the Wheel of Weird. So here we
go. In the middle.
So, and now we spin.
Wheel of Weird.
So, Loch Ness Monster.
What is it?
Loch Ness Monster.
That thing's dead.
So, we have the Loch Ness Monster coming up in 2 weeks on the 25th of October. So, that's going to be exciting because I know a lot of people have been wanting Nessie. I think they've been getting at me to do Nessie. So, I'm really excited about that. That finally won the Wheel Weird. And then we'll see what happens. So, please vote for the next thing that replaces the Loch Ness Monster because that's what we'll be doing on the October 25th episode.
Yeah, Tom's excited about Nessie. Nolan can confirm Nessie is not dead. Nolan, did you see Nessie? Let us know in the chat. A lot of people are excited for the Loch Ness Monster.
I know a lot of people have been hitting me up about that. I know Elise also went to the nest and she has some pictures of it. So we do have interesting pictures from Elise as well. So I can't wait to share that. And and I know Tom's been really Tom Zambino's been pitching or campaigning for Area 51, but now it's on the wheel. So hopefully it lands on that for you one day.
And soon you'll see on the poll. It's up to you guys what will be on the Wheel of Weird next. We can take some callers. Unfortunately, I saw that Justin had to go. For tuning in. Come in.
Nolan, Tom Z's there, Corey, Twin Moon Elder.
So you couldn't
Chase.
Call in. I just have to keep track of who. TJ said he's not able to call in tonight. If you guys don't have to call in, it's up to you. I wonder if Kimber is gonna call in.
No.
Nope, Kimber's not calling in.
You can just shout in.
If anything to say.
Corey can't call. What about Nolan or Chase?
Call in. I think we're gonna call it a night. It's fine, Twin. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We just appreciate you showing up.
Oh, so everyone's like late. It's like late in the UK, so a lot of people are sleeping. So
they're trying to silence us.
I know. You see what happens? I'm sure we'll probably get more calls for Nessie and all that, and Chupacabra possibly. But we do have a cool segment coming up next week for Chupacabra. It's something we're introducing with one of our people from our Pattern family who's very talented, and all we can say is Cryptic Creations, hashtag Cryptic Creations. So get ready for that. And
I just found out she could sing. That's cool.
Oh yeah, she has been posting stuff on Twitter about her singing, like other things. Her singing to her dog actually. So
yeah,
you know who we're talking about. You probably have an idea of what's coming up soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to enCRYPTID on Odd Shape Channel. Be on the lookout tomorrow for the part 3 of Randall and I's Fallout Let's Play of the original series. It's a first for us, and we make some bad decisions. It should be a good time. We're not going to be releasing 2 for tomorrow on Tough. We hit a snag, and so we're going to be pushing that to Sunday because there's no fan fiction this Sunday. So we're going to post that on Sunday, and everything should be back on schedule once Monday hits because we'll be doing an OSP and chill, just talking about recent news and hanging out. You know, one of our laid-back episodes. So definitely keep in touch. Look out for what we're doing. You can follow me at Odd Shape Panel. We post all the channel stuff there, as well as I forgot to put the lower third, but Cal's got it. You can check out Cal over there at Veer and Jade.
Oh, yeah, so,
hold on.
Oh my God. So
Veer and Jade Deja Vu.
So at Veer and Jade Deja Vu, you can find me. You'll probably see me calling in on Monday if I can stay up late enough. We'll see what my schedule is like for Odd Shape. As well as we have a Gamer Grudge coming up on the 30th, I think. on the Game Fixers Network, and we have a new Aftermath coming up on the 23rd, talking about tables, ladders, and chairs, the next Raw brand pay-per-view. But next week, you can catch us again here on enCRYPTID, talking about the Chupacabra and interesting our new segment that I'm excited about. Might make you spend some more money. Who knows?
Oh my god! All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see
thank you for
on the other side. Where'd that hand come from?
It's the Jinn.
Hi, Randall.
Hey, Randall. We're going off the air.